Yo, what is good, yo? It's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today we are going to be building the best squad in NBA 2K21 MyTeam. If the $250,000 MyTeam tournament was today, what is the best squad, or what is the squad that I would be the most comfortable going out there with? So yes, there is going to be some bias in this squad. This is my personal squad. This isn't the best squad in general. This is the best squad for me, my $250,000 squad. So when you guys see who I have at the shooting guard positions, I want you guys to hear me out in full and don't just jump to conclusions. And also, if you are new to my channel and have not yet, please consider smashing that subscribe button as we are on the road to now 80,000 subscribers. So we're going to start off with the point guard position. I'm just going to plug in a guy who is hard to argue against in the dark matter, Ben Simmons. Now, I know you guys might argue, well, Ty, he came out a long time ago. Ty, we got new cards in the game, and absolutely, we've got every new point guard you could have asked for in the game. But when it comes to a guy that can get it done on both ends and just fits my play style, Ben Simmons does it nearly better than anybody else. He just does. Whatever you ask out of Ben Simmons, he can give you, and I'm a big fan of the card. 6'10", release-wise, one of the more easy releases two-time in the game. Now, is it base 98? Is it the D-Wade type base? No, but it's serviceable enough. It's an easy enough release to time. Other than that, obviously, attacking the rim is going to be incredible, and the defense, he's going to do it all. He's been around for a while. And again, a lot of this is comfortability, and I'm very comfortable having my starting point guard be Ben Simmons. Not the shooting guard position, we are going to plug in my favorite shooting guard in the game, in Cam the Man Reddish. Now, hear me out. If you watch my No Money Spend Squad series, you know I do not miss with this card. When it comes to just greening releases, it's green nearly every single time with Cam Reddish. 6'8", 7-foot wingspan, and there's just not anything the card can do. Now, stat-wise, badge-wise, is he a top 10 card in the game? No, but it's just the way he moves, the way he feels. He's got that it factor, right? He really got the it factor where it is if you... there's something intangible about the card that does something different, right? If somebody has an it factor, you can't really explain it. When he's on the court, I can't really explain it, right? Because stat-wise and badge-wise, he's not a top 2 shooting guard in the game, but animation, SIGs, just the way he feels, and his impact on the court puts him up there. Cam Reddish, a free card coming in as my starting shooting guard if the $250,000 tournament was today. Small forward-wise, we're going to plug in the invincible Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, if you guys want to argue that the point guard Giannis should be my backup point guard, that's fine. But then you'd have to switch this whole thing around. And I like Giannis at the 3 here because you're not going to have to do much with it. You're just going to have to green shots in the catch-and-shoot situation, which with the invincible Giannis, in the catch-and-shoot specific situations, it's not the hardest thing to do. It's going to be easy enough to time, easy enough to green. Other than that, obviously, defensively, he's Giannis. 7'4" wingspan is just absolutely ridiculous. We'll see if Giannis can get the job done tonight. But trust me when I tell you guys that this Giannis invincible card is very solid. And I do think Giannis on very quick, on current gen at least, is better. It's a lot better at the small forward position, because that way you don't have to shoot with it off the dribble, which is nearly impossible to green with. So obviously you got invincible Giannis on one end, who's 500k, then we got a free Cam Reddish on the other end. So if that doesn't tell you enough about how this squad is shaping up, we got the best of both worlds. Now, if you don't think I'm going to cheese and run Yao Ming at the starting power forward position, you'd be wrong, okay? You'd be wrong. So if you're like, well, Ty, why are you only running a 6'8" shooting guard? There's guys that are 6'10" or above that you could easily run. Well, that's fine. When I got a 7'6" power forward in Yao Ming, who I can do it all with, right? He's a card that can legitimately do it all. Would I run my offense through my Yao Ming? Yeah, absolutely. If 250k was today, Yao Ming would lead my team in points, would probably lead my team in assists as well. He is that good. He's got hot spots forever. Base 8 is not that hard of a release to get used to and green with. If you used the Yao last year, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's not the best release, but it's easy enough to get used to. And yeah, if you don't think I'm cheesing and running a 7'6" power forward in this game, you'd be wrong. Guys, we're in the middle of July, and it is that time for Yao Ming to be ran at the power forward position. Yes, you have to be kind of rich MT-wise to get the card, but he is absolutely elite. At center, why not? Why not pair him with his front court mate in Taco Fall? I plugged the wrong Taco in at first, But we got invincible Giannis, invincible Yao, and invincible Taco in that front court. Now, this is not the best starting lineup you can make. I've balanced it a little bit with my bench, and I'll go over that when I get there. But yeah, this starting lineup is one that I would be comfortable running. For Taco, with this squad, you don't have to do that much with him. Taco, with his lack of hotspots, it's kind of a good thing if you don't have to, run your complete offense through him. Yes, he is still going to be a cheese ball attacking the rim. Yes, he's probably going to be your second leading scorer. But at least with Yao Ming on the court, you don't have to necessarily run your entire offense through Taco Fall. He can grab rebounds. And it's a cheese factor, right? Imagine somebody's like, oh, let me try to run a 6'9" power forward. Okay, you run that 6'9" power forward. Who is he guarding? Yao Ming or Taco Fall? That's my question for you. But this starting lineup is not only one of the most cheesy ones you can make, it's one you can have a lot of success with. So then moving on to our bench. The backup point guard. Let's talk about things. Because it came down to two guys for me. The two guys it came down to were obviously the guy I plugged in here, Andre Kirilenko and Hedo Turkoglu. Now, if you guys want to argue that Hedo Turkoglu is better than Andre Kirilenko, with all due respect, you can. You absolutely can. But to me, it's that it factor. Defensively, Andre Kirilenko has that it factor, and I'm not sure Hedo Turkoglu does. Now, again, I've not played the game that much since Hedo Turkoglu has came out. I've been in some settings, and I've seen Hedo ran. I know he's cheesy. I know offensively Hedo's the better player. But as just far as an overall card, I think the slight edge still goes to Andre Kirilenko. At the backup shooting guard position, hear me out on this one. PG 13. This is Paul George from the Indiana Pacers, so he is number 24, but hear me out. I've disliked every single Paul George card that we have seen this year. Every single one outside of this one. I guess I used the Diamond PG. He was solid for a time. But it's just like Paul George has constantly sold me in 2Ks ever since 2K19. And it took me all the way up until this Invincible card to kind of get over that. And I'm over it. Because this Paul George is basically the same as Cam Reddish. Now, do I think he's better than Cam? I don't know. Cam just does something different. Although they are basically the same card, Paul George is just a little bit better. I don't know. There's something about Paul George, this Invincible card, that's different. I love him. 220 pounds means he can curry escape on current and can hold it down on defense. There's something different about the Paul George base on very quick that I just am a massive fan of. Cam Reddish really opened my eyes to giving Paul George another chance. And hey, that's another chance is all it took, because I'm running with Paul George as my backup too. At the 3, when I said I didn't want to, load my starters up too bad, I wanted to balance it out a little bit. This is what I mean. Is Bobo better than Giannis Antetokounmpo? Yes, and there's no questions asked. But if you want to balance things out, I like having Bobo at that backup 3, because you already got Yao and Taco in the front court, who is cheesy enough alone. So I kind of want to balance it out a little bit, moving Bobo to my bench. Now, Bobo would probably be my leading scorer in my bench. You got AK, who I don't want to call him a cone, but he's not necessarily that primary ball handler. Paul George isn't either. But if you want to run Paul George at the 1, AK at the 2, you can switch those guys around also. But for me, Bobo's a card that he's on the bench to get a bucket. That's really what he's there for. In this my starting lineup, Bobo would not do as much, so that's why I do have him coming off the bench. But yeah, Bobo adding 7'2" frame just with the bench unit is a perfect addition right here. If you don't add Bobo to your squad, what are you doing? Like, we're in July, and if you're trying to build the best squad in the game, you need that Bobo guard. At power forward position, we're going to plug in a guy similar to Paul George I never thought I would like in James Wiseman. I legitimately never thought I would like this James, not the Dark Matter card, but I did not like the Galaxy Opal James Wiseman. And it was probably just me being biased. When I used the card, I didn't have success with him, so I just counted him out. When in reality, I should have given him more of a chance, because this James Wiseman card is very solid, very elite on both ends of the court. And when it comes down to it, he's a card you can trust. You can trust him to knock down open shots. He's 7'1", defensively one of the better players in all of 2K. He's a guy you can trust. And I think if you're playing for that amount of money, the 250K squad, or if you're just trying to build the best squad possible, at the power forward position, he's kind of going to hold it down similar to Giannis does in my starting unit. He's going to stand there, play defense, and knock down open shots, and occasionally he can create his own. Last but certainly not least, as far as the top 10 in this squad, we're going to plug in the invincible Kareem AbdulJabbar. Current gen wise, at least, he is a top 3 center power forward in the game. He is. You can't argue he should not be on the squad, because even with the other Dark Matter Reem that had no hotspots, people loved that card. This Kareem kind of flies a little under the radar, and deservedly so when we got guys like Yao Ming and Taco Fall. But I'm telling you guys, this Kareem has a smooth release. He can create his own shot a little bit. He can do a lot on the basketball court for you. So if you have Kareem, if he's your favorite center, I don't blame you. If you don't want to run Kareem because you got Yao and Taco at your centers, you want a guy like Bill Russell as well, I can't blame you in that either. So there's just a lot of different options that you can go with as far as creating this team. And you guys are going to see with the last 3 cards I plug in here exactly what I mean. So, and with my 11th spot, I am going to plug in Hedo Turkoglu. I kind of touched on Hedo earlier in this video, talking about how high I am on Hedo and why I like the card. He can do a lot for you, and I think he fits a perfect here. He plays a perfect role, right? Even if you want a point guard to get a bucket, he's the guy I'm leaning to. So that's why I would definitely add him to this lineup. The next guy I'm going to add is Kawhi Leonard. I might not be as high on Kawhi Leonard anymore because of Cam Reddish and Paul George, but that doesn't mean I dislike Kawhi Leonard. If we're looking at a top shooting guard in the game, he's probably top 5, no doubt about it, no question about it. And he's a guy that has that it factor. He's a card that when he's on the court, I know I can rely on him not only to green shots, but have that unique defensive stance and just to get the job done. Plain and simple. Last but certainly not least, we are going to plug in the big D's. Player build on CarlosStory is something that you can't overlook. Yes, the Gallinari base isn't what I thought it once would be for centers, but it's fine. It's fine. If you can green with Shaq, you're going to love this card. And if I need to stop late in the game, Shaq's still not going to play because I'm going to play Taco and Yao. But he's pretty close to making that happen. And if there's a guy outside of Taco and Yao, defensively, I want Shaq. Forget Kareem. Forget that player build. Shaq, his wideness, there's something about the big diesel that deserves to be respected in 2K21. But that is going to wrap it up for my video today on my 250K squad if the tournament was today. Let me know down below in the comments, guys, who is I too high on? Obviously, you guys are going to say my shooting guards, but just hear me out. Or who I was too low on. What would your best squad in NBA 2K21 look like today? Drop that down below in the comments, guys. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you are new. And as always, man, I love you guys. And have a blessed day.